Mom, Trump won't let us in.
How did you find us?
TikTok.
It was totally by chance that I posted a video there.
It's not business. If everything's good, it's boring.
Well, what's there? It's simple. You hire people, they clean up, everything's fine.
I could never allow myself to turn off my phone.
For example, I have some people who ask me about something, and I always use you as an example.
I even filed a tax return in Turkey. Ukrainian service is very appreciated.
Greetings. Oksana is visiting us.
Our Oksana. Lyubov Shepanova.
Oksana took a business plan from us, and we're implementing it, opening a cleaning company. Although Oksana had already worked in this field with us, how long have you been working?
I've been working for 4 years now. This cleaning platform.
Did you do anything else in America? Or did you go straight into cleaning?
I arrived, and right away some acquaintances found me a cleaning job. I started working immediately. Of course, I tried other jobs there too, but it turned out that my main job was cleaning.
So you are alone. Not everyone comes to America and immediately finds themselves in one niche and starts working right away. So how long ago did you come to America?
I came in 2021.
So you've been here for 4 years already. Why did you move?
We won the green card lottery.
That's awesome.
I won green card.
Tatiana and I want to win the green card lottery this year. We're sure we're going to get it.
So how happy were you when you won? Thank you.
I wouldn't say it was happiness, because everything was already set up in Ukraine. I had a job. The kids were studying at a prestigious school. Everything was great. Everything was fine. And here you have to start. You have to leave everything behind. First of all, your house, everything, your parents, and move away. Start from scratch. Go into the unknown, basically without knowing the language. That's also a pretty big downside. At the time, we didn't really think about the language. We thought it would just take a month or two. I'll learn everything. What's the big deal? It really seemed like a minor obstacle.
So why did you apply for the green card? Why did you even apply for America?
My daughter, she dreamed about America. In 11th grade, there are some contests and students apply to spend a year living in America, that kind of thing. So she tried all that, and then when she got old enough to be able to fill out the green card application, she had already learned everything, language and all that. She just filled it out.
So she was the one who started it all.
Initiator.
So your daughter took you and pulled you along? That was the parents.
Yeah, she just knew the language, and we had to do it.
Never.
The kids wouldn't have managed it for us if we hadn't come ourselves.
That's cool. Sasha, if you're watching, that's my son. If you move me somewhere cool in 10 years, I'll be grateful to you.
So it turns out your daughter was actually.
And what does she do now?
She works in an office now. It's a construction company, like a store.
Well, is she happy with it?
Yeah, she's happy.
Cool. And do you have just a daughter or any other kids?
I also have a son.
Is your son here too?
Yeah.
Is he working? Does he like it?
Yeah.
So overall, everyone.
Yeah, the kids. Everyone likes it there.
Well, that's cool. Did you do anything else in Ukraine? Did you just drop everything and move?
Well, we didn't just drop it. We didn't leave it all behind. We kept everything, that's all. Everything is still with us. We just changed our workplace, so to speak. But we kept everything else.
And what did you do in Ukraine?
In Ukraine, well, throughout my whole life, as they say, my working career started in banking. You know yourself, working in banks is a very exhausting job. And for a woman with 2 kids, it's especially hard to work in a bank. After that, I worked as an accountant. That's also a job like that, but I managed my own time. Accountants all have irregular working hours. That was very convenient for me. I even filed a tax report online while I was in Turkey. So I was on vacation, but I still kept everything under control. And that really suited me.
Now it's clear where.
I managed my own life.
Now it's clear where your number skills come from. Because I can see you really know your way around numbers. That's cool.
Yes. By the way, Oksana is really impressive. She actually did checks every week. By the way, when we started out, we only did checks once a month. And that was a drawback for us. Because when we saw that you were doing it every week, we eventually started doing weekly checks too.
You really need to check every day.
Every single day. But having an interim check every week, that's absolutely the right way to do it. For example, right now we're taking a course with Vysotska. Guess what he said? Every week.
Yeah.
You need to have the numbers every week. Awesome, that's it. You arrived right away. Your daughter made her dream come true. You all came here and immediately dove into cleaning. What were your first impressions of cleaning? Is this what you wanted to do, or were you unsure about it?
Well, at first it was really hard because it was physical work and I didn't work there for long. Then I changed jobs and there were all sorts of temporary gigs that seemed to fit. Then they didn't fit anymore. And then it just happened that I ended up going back to cleaning. But by then I was already driving. I drove myself to the houses. That was convenient for me too. I could go whenever I wanted, work as many hours as I needed. I was kind of independent, and that suited me because it's really hard for me to be punctual.
Why cleaning?
Cleaning too, when I just started working, it was a service job. And when I saw the route, the workload, the number of cleanings, basically, I looked at all the numbers, calculated everything. Everything starts with numbers. No one says anything, just start talking numbers, and that's it. And right away, within 2 or 3 weeks, I already had a plan, calculated how much people were earning, and set my own goal for what I wanted to achieve.
So you saw results immediately, meaning you saw the money right away and decided to stick with it.
Well, back then I was still an employee. Those weren't my results at the beginning, it was just a plan.
So where did you get the courage from?
To switch to working for yours, for your own business.
For myself. It was mine, it was always mine, actually. Like I said, I was an accountant and managed my own time. Later, I also had a small business in Ukraine. That too, well, for the last 6 years, that's what I was doing. I was involved in that. And when I started working for someone here in America, as soon as I arrived, it was always hard for me to work for someone else. I didn't even think about whether to start a business or not.
And what kind of business did you have back then?
This is a grocery store.
The commodity business. It's great that you have entrepreneurial experience. That's understandable.
Yes, this is the experience of entrepreneurship, working with people, with employees, with workers.
So you decided to work for yourself after all?
Sales.
And how did you look for clients? You probably had some difficulties. Or did it just happen right away, like bam, and everyone loved you?
They helped me find clients. Yes, I am very grateful to these people. They helped me. Yes, I set up my own buildings and everything of my own. My own clients, the ones I communicated with, became friends with. That kind of thing.
And were those who helped you friends or entrepreneurs?
They were friends.
It's so important to have friends around. That's awesome. And how did you find friends in America? Because for us, for example, we've been here, 3 years, and still, our circle keeps changing all the time.
We only have 2 families that we actually hang out with all the time.
How did you find friends so quickly?
It just happened. I don't know how you found yours.
It doesn't just happen like that.
People just came, that's all.
I remember when you first arrived, and you were unsure, for example, whether to start or not. And you were thinking, for example, I remember your main goal was to stop working by yourself and to have someone else do the physical cleaning, so you could move on to managing things. And at some point, you actually did it. But still, at the very beginning, you had doubts, like, will I even be able to do it or not? How satisfied are you now with what you've managed to achieve so far?
Well, yes, I'm satisfied because I no longer do the physical work myself. It's very rare that I might come in myself. Mostly, I just communicate with clients, visit the girls, that sort of thing. The main thing is that I no longer do the physical work myself. I've already returned to the kind of life I had in Ukraine. That is, I work with employees, handle various issues like that.
Oh, we know that feeling very well.
Yes, for us it was so important to get back to that feeling.
It's that same feeling, always on the computer, always some information, emails and all that.
And how did you find us? What made you reach out to us?
Well, probably TikTok. I love watching TikTok, listening to all sorts of videos.
And we were just experimenting. We basically just threw it out there.
It was totally by chance that I posted a video there, by the way.
Yeah, and actually, we still don't really run our TikTok.
I do run it, but not very professionally.
Not that professionally, but it turns out TikTok brings in clients. Awesome. So why did you decide to come to us after all? Did you find out something about us? What made you decide to work with us?
Well, I started talking to you right away. You answered questions for me like turnkey business, then step-by-step support. An important point for me was the skill of recruiting staff and working with employees. That was also very important for me because from my experience, it's always like that with people and it's hard to work with hired staff. Well, it's not that hard, but you have to know how to work with them. That's it. And that's what pushed me toward making the decision.
I remember, Oksana, right at the very beginning you asked us, How do you work with hired staff? Will you teach me? I remember I said, well, if you don't learn, if you don't stop working physically yourself, there are no other options. You'll have to learn one way or another, right?
Yes, yes. We have a project manager who manages such technical tasks. I hope it helps you. There were a lot of nuances, but thank God, everything worked out.
Very pleased with your Christina. She's a good girl, again.
Christina, hello?
Christina will be famous and popular here.
Yes.
Okay, so now you've reached some sort of... What's the situation now? What are your plans going forward? What do you want next?
To keep working. I feel comfortable. I take responsibility. That suited me right away, as they say, responsibility. And of course, I want to grow. Not to stop.
Yeah, that's great.
With your help, to keep moving forward, forward, forward.
Yeah, we went to study ourselves. I hope we'll pass on even more knowledge, because that's just how it is. They don't just come from nowhere. You have to get them somewhere.
Absolutely.
You have to get them from somewhere.
How much time did it take you in America to get back to the level you had in Ukraine, where you didn't have to do physical work, but could, for example, sit and do intellectual work, as I call it?
Well, yeah, it took me 3 years. 3.5 years. That's just when I started working with you. Before that, I was doing physical work, and the fact that I was self-employed is another matter. That was also convenient for me. I wasn't working under a boss, you could say. I was self-employed, but now I no longer do physical work, and that's a completely different level.
I know that you run this business on your own.
Yes, I do.
And you're a woman. So how do you manage to balance it all? Because you have a family, and you have a business. Our business is, sort of, for the two of us. And actually, for some reason, we have this understanding that a family business is great. Why? Because in the kitchen, we always talk about the same topic.
Yeah.
We have one business, and we talk about the same thing. But when, the husband and wife are involved in different businesses, then the conversations are a bit different. And then the kids come in and so on. And you have to run your own business by yourself. How do you manage to keep it all under control? Do you have enough time?
Well, I'll tell you, I've never had to run anything all by myself. I have a husband and kids, and we always talk about business, whether we're in the kitchen or even when we're relaxing. We've always talked like that, and yeah, I've never been alone. I have support.
Yeah, well, it's great that your husband supports you.
Yeah.
It's always better in families when there's support. It's just always.
You can feel it. You already get things done. You have the motivation to keep going. But in general, is it hard for a woman to be the owner of this business? Or would you say it's not really hard or not hard at all? How is it for you?
No, it's not hard. For me, it's not hard. It's just that there's maybe a lot of information, new things, this kind of know-how, and also different social media stuff, things I've never done before. For me, that's, well, both hard and I just don't really get it. I still need to learn, but there's nothing really difficult about it. You just need to set aside some more time. There are still some issues with time because during the day you're doing one thing, and then by 8 o'clock, when everything else seems to be wrapped up, that's when the work with the laptop starts, going through all the information you need to handle, data analysis, planning for the next day, checking all sorts of metrics.
But you already have, as I know, a team of cleaners.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you manage to train them? Do they listen to you?
Well, there are some who definitely need to be taught because a lot of the girls came in with their own experience. Every service has its own requirements for cleaning for clients. It's different everywhere. And of course, I need to provide information, explain my cleaning requirements, the work schedule, basically share my values. I want to see my employee embodying these values in my business and passing them on to the clients.
By the way, I want to say that having values is actually the key to success. Why is Oksana so successful? Because she has values, and that's really cool, really great. What do clients say about your cleaning?
Clients are satisfied. They hire us again. That's the most important thing. We have regular houses, and there are girls whom clients specifically request, saying, please, only her for my next cleaning. So now we assign a specific girl to each client, so that the same person always works at that house.
Of course, things do happen, because, for example, 2 weeks ago, one of our girls broke the microwave plate. But she handled the situation. She immediately went to the supermarket, bought a microwave with a plate, took out the plate, put it in the client's microwave, then ordered a new plate on Amazon, put it in the new microwave, and returned it.
Yeah, that's right.
Stuff like that happens.
By the way, she's our best cleaner.
Well, yeah.
That's why she's the best, because she's so responsible.
The most important thing is that the people around us share our values and are as responsible as we are,
So that everything goes well. Does that ever happen?
It's not really business if everything is perfect.
Always want to grow.
Because when I look at you from the side like that,
Then it's boring. If everything is going well, then there's no excitement.
yes, because when you look through the screen and think, what's going on there? Everything is just like that. So what? I hired people. They clean. Everything is fine. Everything is good. Yes, Tanya?
So just like when we went to America, we initially wanted to, we didn't want everything different situations. And here's the thing, Trump won't let us in. He places a ban on immigrants. And this excitement came that we had to go. That's right.
In particular, that's a plus.
So I get it, you need that excitement. Aha, so you're the thrill seekers here.
No, I'm not a thrill seeker, just.
But still, it's a good motivator.
It's human nature, when there are problems, you have to solve them. There's a problem, you solve it.
And what about weekends? Do you still deal with these issues then? Or do you, like on Saturday and Sunday, just flip your phone over and not deal with anything?
I could never allow myself to turn off my phone or not check it.
We come across people like that very often. They say, so you'll set everything up for us and it'll just work, right?
Yeah, I always say, this isn't passive income. If you want passive income, go into real estate or something like that. Well, real estate, where you buy a house, rent it out by the month, and that's it.
Well, there are some nuances there too.
But not as often as with us.
I always make this clear. I used to ask job candidates, will you be able to pick up the phone on a Saturday or a Sunday? That was important to me when hiring an employee as well, because there's some who are like, I'm on an island, that's it. Today is Saturday through Sunday. There's no connection. Well, that's not normal.
That's not normal. An employee should be loyal to us.
I say, I understand your time. If it's your day off, I don't take advantage of that. I want to respect it. It might be just once a month that I need someone to simply reply to me.
Every 6 months, a loyal person.
They should respond, I understand that, yes.
And what would you advise others? We have a lot of self-employed cleaners across the States. For example, there's a woman who's been self-employed for 5 years, and she says that only now, through word of mouth, she's built up enough clients that her schedule is fully booked, but she still works alone.
There's a huge fear of handing over those regular clients, whom she personally managed, to employees. How did you deal with that? I'm curious.
Because I wanted to work less. I went through different periods, and I had help. I would hire girls to help me. We would go to houses together. It's really hard to do it alone. Yes. But now, that fear is gone. There's a contract you work with the cleaner. So now there's a sense of security.
Every step you take, once you've done it, the fear disappears.
Yes, exactly.
Especially when you have mentors who guide you and say, you need to make a contract, you need to take certain steps to protect yourself, then it's not scary anymore.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, fear is just the unknown. I always say that too. Fear is just the unknown. And you always say that too. When you know how, then honestly, it's not scary anymore. And once you've tried it, then it's definitely not scary.
Yeah, but when you're afraid, you make the decision, and then somehow it turns out it was actually really easy, especially when you look back on it the next day. It was super easy. Why did I think about it for so long? There's nothing to be afraid of, nothing scary at all.
And is there anything you'd like to change, to go back and do differently?
No, I don't really have any thoughts or need to go back.
That's great. That's a sign of an entrepreneur, right? Because they never put it in reverse, they only move forward. There's no point in that. In business, once you get involved in something, that's it. Do you want to achieve the same results as Oksana? Market analysis of the cleaning industry in the US shows growth of 5 to 7% per year. That's why we believe that starting a cleaning company in the US is very profitable. If you also want to start a business in the US, are thinking about a niche, or have even decided on cleaning, go to my Instagram and send me a direct message with the word consultation. Book a time and find out how to get a ready-made business in the US. Take action. For me, you are a huge example. Well, you're not 20 years old, for example, but you're still very young. But you are a huge example because it was really hard for you at the beginning with the computer and all that, with all those programs, to figure it all out, so to speak. And it was really difficult for you. You tried, you worried about access and this and that. And when you got through all of that, then I started doing every Zoom with you, and every time I realized, wow, this is better. Wow, this is better. Wow, this is better. And now, for example, If I compare the Oksana sitting in front of me right now with the Oksana who came to us, say, in September or when we started in October, somewhere around then, I feel like those were two completely different Oksanas. Here, Oksana is so brave, already knows how to do everything, can do anything. But back then, you probably grew a lot as a person, right? That's how it seems to me.
Probably, yes. Of course.
Do you remember how we looked for an assistant for the first time? It took a long time, and it didn't happen right away.
Yes.
And in general, hiring people is quite a story. It's really not easy. But now I see you're changing them in no time.
Yes.
When you said you were replacing the dispatcher with a new one, I was like, wow. And you found a dispatcher faster than we did.
Yeah.
We're still looking, and you've already found someone, and she's already working for you.
And I still have more candidates, yes.
Well, that's awesome. That's really awesome. Like, for example, when I have people asking me about something, I always use you as an example. So just so you know, for me, you're a huge
Thank you.
example.
That's very nice to hear.
Well, nothing happens by itself. If a person doesn't do anything, it won't just happen on its own. So yes, thank you for actually following through and listening to what we were doing. And that's why there's a result.
Yes. I'm also very satisfied with working with you. It gives me growth opportunities, really big opportunities. Yes, a very large base, a lot of support. You also work for results. You give a lot.
Yes, and this isn't the end yet. There's still time. There's still support, and I'm sure that we will still. It's really hard to push a locomotive.
Yes.
But then it picks up speed, and it gets much easier. The main thing is just to keep it going, invest in it, and everything will work out. So if you had to choose again whether to join the training or not, or to do the mentorship with us.
Yes, I would still go with you.
Cool. That means we want to do something.
You answered all the questions I had at the time. That's exactly what I was interested in. So why not? That's the only way.
By the way, did you come straight to Chicago or somewhere else? Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
We have both our cherished friends and our beloved family members here with us.
And did you like it right away?
Yeah.
You liked it?
I liked it right away, yeah.
Class.
And to date, well, we are not disappointed. Yes.
Aha. And in Ukraine, where did you live?
Lviv region.
That is, the climate is approximately the same. The same one, I think.
Yes, definitely. I'm talking to my mom, and my mom says, I'm having rain. I say, we have rain here too.
Aha. It's too cold for us there. We're from Lviv too, but we've already gotten used to the sunny Florida, and now, yesterday we almost got blown away. We went out there, to Michigan, and the wind gusts. Our little daughter, we had to wrap her up. And we just didn't have any clothes yet. I
was just wondering, did you bring any clothes?
We have one jacket, and that's for all occasions. And how was it for you to move? You know, I feel like when we had to make the decision to move to America, it was actually much easier for us emotionally. For what reason? Because the war started and we had to move. Well, I feel a huge sense of responsibility for the kids. I can't live in a country that's at war. I need to provide my kids with safety. But when you had to move, there wasn't a war yet, and I guess it was probably much harder emotionally to take that step and move. And once you've done it, there's still this thing, that pulls you back, because I was in America in 2008, and I really felt pulled back. But the second time, I didn't feel that way anymore, because basically, there's a war there, and I understand there's nowhere to go back to. How was it for you?
At first, when we won the green card, I remember I found out about it right in my shop, and I thought, no, I'm not going to leave. Everything had finally settled down. It was tough, with all those thoughts. That was in June. So it was June, July, August. We were when we won, we were just kind of relaxed about it. And then my daughter tells me, Mom, Trump isn't letting us in. Because that was during the coronavirus period. And he said immigrants weren't welcome in the country. Jobs should go to Americans. And his policy was he completely suspended the green card. The whole green card process was running really badly. In fact, it just stopped altogether. And then when Biden came in, only then did he give the go-ahead, the green light. And that was also a very short period, just 2 or 3 months when you had to act quickly to take advantage of it. And then, as I already mentioned, there were obstacles. And here, how could that be? Well, it was kind of like, you had to somehow, it really gave us a push. Otherwise, maybe we would have just thought, oh, we're going, it's not working out, so maybe it's not for us. Well, maybe it just means something. But here, no. Here they weren't letting us in. How come they're not letting us in? We have to go. How can they not let us in? We won. That's really how it was. Yes. Yes, that's really how it was.
All right, so when you arrived, did you have thoughts like, oh, it's better back in Ukraine, maybe we should go back? Did you have thoughts like that?
Well, we didn't have thoughts like that. At first, we were still planning to go back just for vacation, of course, because our parents and family were still there. But once the war started, all those questions disappeared.
Maybe we should issue an invitation then. We'll set up another client channel for you, and there will be twice as many clients there. The funny thing is, everyone manages to do it, so you definitely will too.
All right, I'll take part.
And then there will be a challenge. I think it'll work out with that kind of mindset.
Yeah, if there were another group, Oksana would win. You know, because Oksana has such great leadership qualities.
All right, starting next week, we're launching a new channel.
We're coming up with some new thing.
And send a Zoom link then.
All right, we'll do it. In your opinion, why do migrants have a chance to build their own business?
Because we Ukrainians are such a hardworking nation. I think every Ukrainian faces different challenges in life and always lives with obstacles and overcomes them. And for us, that's just normal.
And does being Ukrainian help in cleaning businesses, right?
That's highly valued among clients. Ukrainian service or Polish service. Yes, clients look for that because there are maybe other services, other nationalities. Yes, things are different with them, but Ukrainian service is highly valued.
Because it's European.
Yes, European.
Our company's mission is to raise the standards of cleanliness in the USA. It's not just us, I think. We'll definitely achieve this to our students. We will keep raising the standards, yes. Because we all want to live in cleanliness and order. I mean, it's great when you visit someone and everything is spotless.
In Ukraine, I think, because the population is smaller, for example, if something starts happening in one place, like, say, restaurants become more common, then restaurants start popping up everywhere in all the cities. But since America is much bigger and has a much larger population, things don't grow at the same fast pace here. That's why I think a lot of people come here and end up disappointed. But actually, it's the opposite. For me, it's like a challenge. Because here, the market kind of pushes you to keep moving forward, and that's great. There are plenty of jobs here, and you don't really feel the competition as much. By the way, there are actually a lot of cleaning companies in Chicago, and a lot of them are run by Poles, Ukrainians, basically our people. How do you feel about the competition?
Well, I wouldn't say I really feel it. I just don't really cross paths with them. I rarely see service signs on houses. I really don't see them that often.
I get the impression that in America, there's enough work for everyone. The market is so big that there will always be enough for everyone.
Yeah. America is a country of great opportunities.
That's right.
Of course.
So, shall we raise the standards of cleanliness then? Oksana, thank you for
coming to see us.
Thank you for agreeing to give us feedback. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for doing everything. We tried to give you everything so that you could grow, and we still have a lot more to do. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks to everyone.